Embrace that shit. Like the idea, like one of my favorite moments of Mando is when what old girl Katie Sackhoff like checks his privilege about actually being Mandalorian. He's like, nah, you're donor. That's your donor's armor, and he's like, don't disrespect my pops. Don't like that. It's that moment because as Legends fans want him to be a Mandalorian king so bad, but if you really think about it, that's his daddy's armor. That's not his armor. So that idea that Katie Sackhoff's like, nah, you ain't a real Mandalorian. Stop your nonsense. That was always me as a kid reading his novels. I always saw the bigger picture with Boba, that he could be more than just another Mandalorian. He could be more. So when he was like, nah, I'm gonna take over Jabba's place. I'm gonna be my own man now. I was like, bravo. Let's do it. And then they punked out. And I was mad. So no, Book of Boba Fett had great ideas, great promise. They even harkened back to something from George's past with the kids and the bikes and whatnot. That was a cool little homage. I love that idea. They just didn't commit because they got cold feet.
But that means that it was trash because they didn't commit.
It wasn't trash. It was still a good show.
The idea was terrible because they didn't commit. If they had committed, this would have been. I agree with you. They should have done everything that you said, but they didn't, and that's why it was terrible.
Well, hold on. Can we also get out of this? Can we get out of this notion that Dave Filoni and oh my God, Favreau was like on episode 6. And it just aired on Disney Plus, and it was like reading the comments, and it was like, "Oh, that's how they feel." Hold up, now let's switch this shit up right quick.
No, they did test screenings. There was probably test screenings before they were going full in. There was probably test screenings of the first couple of episodes as they were working on it. That's what I mean. It wasn't like, oh, they were dropping the mid episode and telling them on the sand dunes, "Hey, yo, we gonna run it back. Calm down." No, they ain't doing that. No, like
it sounds like you saying like they was looking at the comment section and they was like, "Face abort mission."
No, like there was test screenings and whatnot, and like they probably had like there was calls from higher up to be like, "Hey, don't let Boba cook that much because Mandalorian's making too much money." So they probably had to adjust some things and whatnot.
You really think so?
Bro, one of the biggest memes of TikTok is, hey, I'm like, tell me something that'll make me upset. Boba Fett's cooler than Mondo, and like that's one of the biggest like voice clips you'll hear on TikTok because so many fans embraced the Din Djarin and made Din Djarin this main focus of the Disney era. Even though when we were growing up, Boba was the shit. Boba was everything, and they totally eclipsed him as a character. Even though you could tell Filoni and Favreau wanted to make Boba be his own thing and let him run off of Mulan and do his cool thing. They were like, nah, man, we're making that Grogu money. We can't let Boba be his own thing. We're making Grogu money.
Okay, but that doesn't explain the existence of Ahsoka. It doesn't explain
because Ahsoka is a money maker. That is a flashing stick. That is a flashing stick to make money off.
So he likes the flashing sticks. Keep talking about his